All right, here we go. Let's go. Let's do this thing. We are, like I said, it's September 20th, 1986. If you're wondering why we skipped last week, it's because it's not on the network. I did a little research. I couldn't find conclusive evidence to find the fact that if there was actually a Saturday night. I don't think there was. There could have been, but I couldn't find anything. With that said, we open the show. It's Cornette and Ellering. They're throwing some insults at each other, going back and forth, and then Corny gets slapped. They show the whole thing basically later on in the show, so we'll talk more about that later. And then they throw us immediately to a promo with Bill Dundee and Buddy Landale, so let's give that a listen right now.
Let's bring in right now superstar Bill Dundee, Nature Boy Buddy Landale, one of the top teams in the world today.
It's another week done going by. We hear Brad Armstrong coming to beat this man up. We ain't seen Brad Armstrong dust the road to that. He'll say, I'm the world TV title. Ain't wrestled nobody. Never put the belt on the line. Just talked about it. Magnum TA's running around and said, somebody saw my belt. The Russians beat me up and stole it. Nobody's doing nothing, Savannah. Just talking. Well, the talking's going to stop 8 days from now, Jack, when this guy and this guy win the U.S. Tag Team belts. And I know you're all going to say, the Road Warriors, the Road Warriors, they ain't so bad, are they? Well, let me tell you something. We think we're bragging. We ain't bragging, Daddy. We're telling you we're the best looking. Just look at your TV screen. And we're telling you we're going to win the U.S. belts, and we're going to win them. Right, Bud Rhodes?
That's right, baby. And just to recap some old news, Daddy, Space Mountain's closed down, Daddy, because the real Nature Boy's in town. And just like the superstar said, after the U.S. tournament, Daddy, you're looking at the champions right here. You know what I'm talking about, Tony Schiavone?
And Tony Savannah, I had you, Dusty Rhodes, say about 3 or 4 weeks ago, you're going to put me in a microwave oven and go poof and I'm going to disappear. Wrong, Daddy. Come on, just put me somewhere. You ain't got enough guts to climb up in the ring, put that belt on the line against the real Nature Boy and the superstar. You talk a great fight, Rose. Magnum TA, you talk a great fight, and I ain't seen you do nothing. So if the two of you, America's team, just like the baseball team, you're both useless, and you can't beat the superstar and the Nature Boy.
That's right, I said it. Fans, action today!
Dundee is funny to me, but I'll throw it to Doc first. Doc, what'd you think?
Man, we might want to check out for hell freezing over, but I'm gonna agree with what's his name, that dude up in Philly, black dude,
Philip Allen.
Yeah, he said on our Facebook page last week that Dundee doesn't do it for him here, really anywhere. I get that he's tough in the ring, whatever, but the Elvis throwback on the national stage in '86, and every week you come out begging somebody to fight you, it's like you look like the kids' table that wants to sit at the grown-up table at Thanksgiving. So I'm not buying it. And at first I thought he was put with Buddy to try to keep Buddy on the straight and narrow, but I think they're both just running around trying to snort everything up. I don't know. This just does not do it for me.
Damn, Doc. That's rough, bro.
Let me tell you something. Let me skip to the end here. Spoiler alert. If this episode wasn't 1 minute long, would have had a problem. And if I had to sit through this bullshit for 85 minutes, I'd have been a pissed off son of a bitch.
Whatever. And last week you said it already got an A+ because it was only 43 minutes. So
that was
you're contradicting yourself. You're contradicting yourself. Harper, what did you have? Anything?
I like him.
Me too.
I like Bill Dundee. He's something different.
Right.
Like he's shitting on heels.
Yeah, bro. He's out there. He don't give two shits who you are. He just he's talking a lot of shit. That's it. Mm-hmm. And that's his job. He's trying to fucking get somebody into a squabble with him because he wants a shot at some titles and he wants a fight because he can't win anything. He can't win anything if he doesn't get a shot at the titles. So he's calling everybody out.
If he was somebody, he wouldn't have to do all that.
Wow.
Or you have no clue how wrestling works, do you? You are basically showing your hand about how fucking stupid you are when it comes to wrestling.
Me and my boy Philip up there in Philly he knows what I'm talking about.
I understand what Philip's saying, but Philip, you ain't saying the same thing as Philip. Philip's saying he ain't buying Buddy Dundee as somebody who can kick some ass. You're saying this is stupid. The whole Elvis thing is dumb. He's out there trying to be a heel and he's pissing the people off. I mean, that's what he's supposed to do. Whether he's a legitimate contender or not, nah, that's another story. But that's not what the point is here. I'm like Harper. I like Dundee here. He's like the fucking Lucky Charms guy. He's out there talking mad shit, and he's 5'1", and he's going to get his ass kicked by whoever he's talking shit to. That doesn't mean I can't like him. I like what he's doing. I think he's being effective. And like Harper said, he's different. We've been looking at some of the same people every week. He's different. You're just a salty bastard. Them damn Cowboys got you pissy, don't they?
Scored 12 points. What the fuck?
12 fucking points. Hey, let me tell you something, Doc. Won't you tell your boy Des Bryant, that little bitch that cries for the ball, how about when you catch it, you don't fumble it? And the other thing, when you're going to keep calling for the ball, how about you not drop that bitch so that it gets picked off? I'm just saying, bruh.
You wouldn't say that if he was white.
I would too, because I used to drag for Tony Romo. Anyway, Harper, anything else on Dundee and Landale? I had to get a football dig on Doc, because last year, Doc was fucking with us bad.
Yeah, well, fuck him.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else, Harper?
No.
All right. So speaking of Philip Allen, there's a discussion going on the Mothership Facebook group about nasty strip clubs. And so I joined in on the discussion, and I had mentioned Shishi's and Onyx, Harper. And Philip Allen chimed in and said, there's a Philly joint, there's a Philly strip club called Stacy's that's so nasty you can get a blowjob for $10, and they sell herpes ointment, condoms, and lube at the bar. Now, I said Shishi's and Nola, you could get a lot more than a blowjob if you wanted. There was also one of those spa joints next door that offered the full service, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, Phillip got that.
Right. There's a spa next door that offers full service. Philip, it was there before Katrina. Mm-hmm. Philip said they used to have a chick that kept a roll of quarters up her butthole and would shoot them out like a change machine on the stage. So
you gotta wonder, like, everybody gets born, little bright-eyed baby, all happy, and then you gotta think about what happened to that person.
Dude, I think of that all the time. What was the last straw that made this person from, like, doing the homework and not stealing, doing what they're supposed to do, and says, "Fuck it, I'm gonna suck dick and do coke."
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Like we always say, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast is back after Christmas. Happy New Year, everyone. Okay, let's keep going. We got the next matchup. It's Baron von Raschke versus Tom Barrett. I can't even get this out. No Paul Jones with Barrett, but Tony and David Crockett let us know that Ravishing Rick Rude is coming into the promotion and joining Paul Jones's army. So I just wanted to mention that because I would almost hope he would just show up. Ravishing Rick Rude.
I must have been fast forwarding to this bullshit. This shit was awful.
Okay. Yeah. Baron wins, but we did get that. So all right, anything from that match or no, Doc?
One thing I forgot from the Dundee. Did Dundee say something about Brad Armstrong in his promo?
He did. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He mentioned Brad.
Okay. I'm just, you and I had a conversation last week about another famous BTT name that's about to pop on the scene here too, right?
Bruh. I don't want to spoil it for Harper, and I don't want to spoil it for everyone here, but we are 2 weeks away from somebody that we've had lots of talks about working a match on Saturday night. Just want to leave it at that.
Lots of new activity brewing.
Yeah. Harper, anything else on Baron and Tom Barrett?
I want to see fucking Rick Rude.
Yeah.
Because they said he's in a tag team tournament, so I hope it's not just a little one-shot deal like the Crockett Cup with like Ted DiBiase, then he's gone.
He actually, they say that, but I don't think he ends up being in the tournament, to be honest with you.
Oh,
yeah, I've already looked up the tournament online. I don't think he's in that.
Yeah, he's not in it. I don't know why they mentioned that, but he's not in it. The person I'm referring to is in it, that I won't spoil the name on. He's in it. But no, Rick Rude is not in it. So, okay, let's keep going. We got a Cornette promo right here. Here it is.
You see me, Tony Schiavone? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. You see my man Big Bubba, too. If I made one mistake in my entire life, it was letting Big Bubba go home to visit Mama and not be behind my back, because that left a bunch of bums, a bunch of people who are jealous of me open to try to attack me from behind. And let me tell you something, Paul Ellering, you filthy piece of human scum, I'm talking right to you. You saw how unbeatable your Road Warriors were. Nobody puts their hands on me and gets away with it, not as long as I got my boys behind me. And you found that out, brother, and so did your unbeatable Road Warriors. Right there in the middle of that ring on national television, we destroyed the myth. We destroyed the legend of the unbeatable Road Warriors. And David Crockett, you said that the Road Warriors are going to be in that United States Tag Team title tournament, right? Well, wrong. The Road Warriors ain't going to be in that tournament. You know why? Because Animal's out. Because Animal's hurt. Because Animal can't wrestle the first time in history that one of the Road Warriors got put out. And we did it. And Ellering, let me tell you something, pal. That's only the beginning, baby. You're going to pay, brother. And you're going to pay heavy. And you're going to pay hard. And you're going to keep paying one by one. First we got the big man, Hawks next, and then Ellering, one of these days, sooner or later, you and me, brother, and I'm going to have my men hold you down, and I'm going to take his hand, and I'm going to slap your face, Jack.
Wait a minute, don't go so far. Paul Ellering and Hawk, they were in the tournament. They'll be in the building, and so you better watch over your back, big guy.
Well, if they're in the building, I sincerely hope that they got an ambulance in that building, because we might just make good our threats in that United States Tag Title Tournament. Eddie Omni on the 28th, the last of the Road Warriors. The legend is over, Jack.
Fans, more action.
Okay, Doc, you first this time.
Well, this seems like an angle that could only be settled by, I don't know, going 25 feet up in the air.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much just setting stuff in motion right now for Starrcade.
Well, and if you think about it, that's kind of the time frame of a good build back in the day. Was it's what, the third week of September? Let's build this thing up for a few months.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you didn't have 3 hours to fill every single week, so you did it differently. And I mean, if you think about Smoky Mountain, I mean, they would build stuff up for months before.
I don't know, man. This week we're going to Summer Blast, pal.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. It's like some of the bigger stuff. Harper, what were you about to say?
Yeah, they're going to milk the fuck out of this.
Yeah, I mean, think about that. We got 8 weeks before.
Mm-hmm.
This is a money feud.
Yes.
It's gonna be milked. Now, I want to mention something, and I don't think this is really a spoiler, but Crockett there says at the end, Paul Ellering and Hawk will be teaming up in the tournament. That doesn't happen from what I remember. I don't think the Road Warriors in any incarnation are in this. So just keep that in mind. They're not in that tournament, which the tournament is actually held 8 days from the date of this. You know, so the tournament actually is on September 28th, 86. It's not televised, obviously, but
you think Manny Fernandez has been in Japan or something?
Why you say that? Well, he's about to come up on the show.
Oh.
Yeah. No. So anyway, let's keep going. Doc, anything else from that?
I just start missing people when I'm watching this.
That's good. You should miss people. They shouldn't be on every single week. It gives them time to keep things fresh. Like, that's one of the things I complain about with wrestling a lot. If I see you every single week, what makes you so special?
But if you're not here every week, how can I say your catchphrase?
Yeah.
Well, okay, Vince.
Buy your T-shirt.
Pal. Right. Okay, Doc, anything else from Cornette there?
No, that was a good one.
All right, so right after Cornette, Ric Flair comes out. Let's hear what Ric's got to say.
Fans, each and every week we tell you the very best in wrestling is the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance. And the man who sits on top of the NWA is the heavyweight champion of the world, Nature Boy Ric Flair, along with Baby Doll.
Woo, and here we are. Once again, Tony Schiavone, the Nature Boy, the world's heavyweight champion, checking out his Rolex, making sure that Diamond Time and Baby Doll have got him out here when the time is right. Now we're talking about Dusty Rhodes, the world television champion, because there was a chair in the ring, because there was no referee, and because he dumped my great cousin Arn Anderson on his head. That's why he's the world television champion, not because he went out and scored a tremendous victory. Magnum TA, the heartthrob, Baby Doll told me that Magnum would rather play with his motorcycle than play with a real woman, right now?
That's right. All he is a pile of blue jeans and leather.
That's right. That's Magnum TA, the ex-U.S. champion. You know, there's no love lost between myself and Nikita Koloff, but from New York to L.A., they call Nikita a stud. You know why? Because he knows the difference between blue jeans, motorcycles, and championship belts. That's right, Magnum. Now, Dusty Rhodes, let's talk about you again. Because I'm going to be in Des Moines, Iowa, and I'm going to be in Wichita, a couple of nothing happening towns that the women are clearly starved for a real man in, and I'm going to put you on the map. That's right. I'm going to walk the aisle. Kansas City to Cincinnati, Baltimore, the world champion, woo, and Baby Doll are going to be there. Gear up, because the National Wrestling Alliance, Diamond, Ric Flair, the Four Horsemen, and Baby Doll are for as long as we want to be there.
The world champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair, along with...
Did y'all hear the drunk guy at the end that said, "Until Ron Garvin gets in your way"?
That guy makes several appearances.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. Doc, your thoughts. I'll throw it to you first.
Again, it's so easy to... I said catchphrases a minute ago. He didn't really have a whole bunch of them there. He just said what he was going to do, the towns he was going to, and why he was the best. Not the top shelf Ric Flair promo, but a solid piece of business.
Yeah, Hopper, anything from you?
I love Baby Doll's line. He's just a pile of blue jeans and leather.
She did. That was a nice line.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, nothing like it wasn't earth shattering, but yeah, I thought that was a good one.
She's struggling out there though, because she's standing next to Rick, and Rick keeps popping her.
Yeah, if you watch her weekly, she looks down a lot because she's struggling. She's laughing. Doc, did you catch the talk about Des Moines and Wichita? Basically,
bunch of nothing happening towns, and that's what he basically said on the 30 for 30.
Yeah.
Well, he said that too. You're right, and also it kind of goes back to what you're talking about the Central States thing that you mentioned either last week or week before that.
Oh, he's trying to give it a little bit of spotlight there. Which, yeah. If it goes back to where Tully when Tully hit Dusty, that was in Kansas City, wasn't it?
I think so, yes.
So it was just a lot of trying to give them a national spotlight.
Yeah, no, you're right. The other thing too is, Rick talked about he said a couple of nothing happening towns that the women are clearly starved for a real man in. Promo of the week this week is from Sam Houston and Todd Champion, and this is what I was telling y'all last week when Sam starts talking about banging the high class rats in those towns. So I'm gonna play it at the end just so you can kind of hear what sounds like a 20-year-old Sam Houston thinking about getting his going for a dive and some ass. It's kind of funny. I'll play it at the end. Of the show.
Wait, going for a dive and some ass.
Yeah.
Is that classy?
Going into a dive with some ass.
Yeah, he's gonna take his little pee-pee for a swim. Jesus Christ, do I have to spell it out?
Come on, man.
You ought to ask Sam. You ought to ask Sam about the Central.
Not going into a dive like a dive bar for some ass. He's diving into some ass.
Sam wouldn't say something like that.
Okay. Not at all.
Let's keep moving. Next matchup is Rock and Roll Express versus Gene Ligon and Mike Samani. Rock and Roll win as expected. Double drop kick. Crockett has an orgasm at the end. Doc, thoughts on this match, if any?
Hey, if you're watching this at home, and why wouldn't you, go back and watch how crisp Morton was on it in this match, and he was really moving around and on it in this match. They must have had, instead of banging 15 rats the night before, because this is a Saturday morning tape, and he must have gotten some sleep and just said his prayers and.
Wow. Okay.
What?
Hopper, anything from
good.
you?
No.
So he didn't bang his normal 10. He only had 1 the night before. His legs were not weak.
Yeah, he was fresh.
That's nice. Well, let's move on then after that. We got Magnum and Dusty. Let's listen to what they got to say.
There's a whole lot of things going on right now. It's real easy to get caught up in the confusion of too many things. But the one thing on our mind is that big tournament for those U.S. Tag Team titles. You know, the dreaming hour, when we put our mind to it, can cause a whole lot of destruction for anybody we set our sights on. There's a lot of good teams in that tournament, but the dreaming hour going for all and every medal.
You know what, Tony? It's a hot Saturday night. Saturday night becomes super hot on the Superstation. The United States Tag Team titles, America's team, I told you before, television land, when Magnum and Dusty Rhodes want something, they go get it. If we wanted the world title, we would have took him. When I want the world title, he wants the world title, he takes it. Now the U.S. titles, we're going to take them. And before I'm through talking, Tully Blanchard, ask Arn Anderson about the gold buster. Ask him. I'm coming for you, Tully Blanchard. If it's the last thing I do, I'm going to cripple you, I'm going to maim you, and I'm going to send you back to San Antonio, Texas. And that's a fact, Daddy.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TM.
Doc, you want to go first there with that one?
Well, one of the things that stands out for me there is that we talk about the Horsemen. When they say they're going to do something, they go do it. But let's go to the flip side of this, where Dusty said he was going to hurt somebody and Ole was out. Then he just, took Arn's TV title, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, he just won it, and they show it actually this same week on Worldwide.
And now he's talking about hurting Tully, so maybe Tully ought to be worried.
Well, it's good that you at least sometimes show the babyface can get the, one
right
up the heel. That way you know it's
not
one-sided.
That's what I'm saying. We always say it's the Horsemen that do what they say they're going to do. But Dusty is too now, because he took the world title from Rick. He's getting his shots in.
Agree. Harper, what'd you have?
I like that badass, the Blue Thunder shirt he was wearing.
You know, it's funny. Whenever they come out in promos, one of the first things I look at is the clothing they have on, like T-shirts and.
Dusty just fucking wears forever.
He don't give two shits.
I know. God, you couldn't do that now. Imagine wearing a fucking skull jacket on fucking Raw.
Anything that would be considered advertisement.
Right, Coca-Cola or something.
Yeah, not just Skull. You walk out there with a goddamn, I don't know, Ritz Crackers shirt. They'd be like, oh, no, you can't do that, bro. You think it's an accident that they're always cutting promos in either their T-shirts or another, Stars T-shirts?
Yeah.
Hell no. You're not walking out back. Yeah. Anything. And here's the thing about Dusty, too. It's not only that, and Magnum does it, too, as well, but Dusty's, a lot of times he's got the hat or a hat in a shirt of some sort. Yeah. He don't care. Yeah, you're right. No. You ain't doing that on Raw nowadays. Harper, anything else? Yeah. So, just real quick, it's just I want to say this: if you've got access to the worldwide episodes, they do show the title change on that one. It's probably worth watching. So, all right, let's keep going. So, right after Dusty, Tully comes out, and it's JJ and Tully, and they're going to cut a promo. Here it is.
Okay, fans, we're back with James J. Dillon, Tully Blanchard, and in just a moment, Arn Anderson will be in the ring.
I hear the American Dream out here, and he's up to his old games, trying to intimidate people. And I think maybe in the back of his mind, he knows that he's not going to intimidate us. But the important thing is not really what he has said, but how he has said it. He has said that he's coming for us. That's the important thing. And we've taken notice. So we're paying attention to what you have to say, and we're not concerned even where it's going to be, because every day we're looking over our shoulder, not in a panic, but very casually knowing that it's going to come at some point. Whether it's in Kansas City, Charlotte, North Carolina, Los Angeles, or Atlanta, Georgia, it doesn't really matter. And I think maybe in the back of your mind, I know you well enough that since we took you out in Kansas City, if there's any way that you could make that confrontation right in Kansas City, kind of a deja vu effect, I know that you would want to do it again. So we're prepared wherever it's going to be. JJ, what you got to look at is the National Wrestling Alliance is the toughest of the tough of all professional wrestling. And then when you get down and you start talking about the four horsemen, you're talking about the elite of the toughest of the tough.
Amen, amen.
And I'm not talking just about the four horsemen. I'm talking about Dusty Rhodes, Wahoo McDaniels, the Rock and Roll Express, Magnum, TA. They are all bad, tough men that can take you down and do it to you anytime they want. But now, Dusty Rhodes, you got to remember, you're talking about psych out and this and that and the other. You think back in the spring when you lost the national heavyweight title. Who did it? 1, 2, 3 on national TV. Moi? Ha! To say the least. Dusty Rhodes a year and a half ago, who took the world television title from you? Moi? So you think about it, and you want me up here shaking in my $700 shoes and my $500 sport coat and shaking on national TV. Dusty Rhodes, it is a hot Saturday night. And I'm not shaking, and none of the other horsemen are either. And Dusty Rhodes, you think what you said last Sunday, Arn Anderson is one of the horsemen, will always be one of the horsemen. The horsemen are always. And you think about that. Just like something greater than everybody. He is always. The four horsemen are always. And J.J. Dillon, the man behind it all.
You know something? Every great athlete, I don't care how great he is, has a nemesis. You are the nemesis of the American dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Let's go to the ring.
All right, Doc, what do you think?
What's on JJ's face?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a Band-Aid.
He got two of them. He's got one on the upper left cheek and then the other on the lower right cheek. Looks like he had a rough few nights in the ring, if you ask me.
Yeah. I thought Tully was on it here.
Yes.
He was great.
I thought he was really good here because he's putting over just the whole promotion and like, yeah, your side's tough. We're all tough. To hold you down and do it to you when we want to, which I don't know if that made me a little uncomfortable. But the rest of it, man, I thought Tully was hot shit right there. I thought it was awesome. And I like the line. I didn't think JJ's first part was all that hot, but I like the ending when he said that you're Dusty's nemesis, because that's his job as Tully's guys to keep him, pumped up. So
yeah, Harper, what do you have?
I like this.
I thought a very Ric Flair inspired promo because he talked about his shoes and his suit and how expensive they are, and this was probably the best Tully promo I think I've seen in a while from him.
I like the fact that you know how you always say when Arn's out there, he's like, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
I like when he started talking about how he beat him for the national heavyweight title in the spring. He beat him last year for the TV title. I like that because, like, as smug as Tully is, and he's a really, really good promo, he's telling the truth. Now, whether he cheated or not is irrelevant. He's still saying, it's a fact. He walked away with the belts.
What's that got to do with any?
Right.
What's that got to do with shit? Who's the champ?
Yeah. So I like that part that, he's saying all this, but it's all true. I mean, none of it's false. So, anything else, Hopper? All right, we'll keep going then. You heard him throw it to the ring. It was Arn Anderson versus Jack Jackson. Arn, in this matchup, he beats this guy's ass. He works the arm on Jackson in true Anderson style. He basically takes his frustration out on Jackson, beats him with the gourd buster because he's pissed that he lost his TV title. Doc, anything that you had from it?
Arn's opponent is new, I believe.
Yeah, I think so too.
And did you hear the fan tell Arn that wrist lock doesn't hurt?
No, I didn't catch it in my notes.
And then he goes, why don't you go ask Dusty or something? Arn responded.
Yeah, because he said that wouldn't hurt Dusty.
Yeah.
Oh, he's talking shit back. That's awesome.
And okay. I think it's the same guy you were talking about earlier during the Flair promo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then later,
Garvin get you.
Yeah, but Arn was salty and unhappy, and I like it.
Yeah. Okay, so after Arn's match, Arn goes into a promo, and here that is.
Now to say destructive, devastating, and impressive would be an understatement for Arn Anderson in that win.
Tony Schiavone, I don't want to take a kid like that and hurt him like I had to do because I'm making an example. I did it anyway. You see, Rhodes, right here, any athlete knows that if you can get over this pain right here, whether it be a runner, a wrestler, a football player, when the pain starts, it starts right here in your gut, in your side, and your liver, deep down in your organs. Well, you see, youngest of the four horsemen, I've had to prove myself on a tag team level, on a single level. If you will, I had to qualify myself to be one of the four horsemen. And if you think, after coming out here week in, week out, defending my title against the top, and if these people would tell the truth, they'll tell you, Garvin, Robert Gibson, Ricky Morton, Wahoo McDaniels, week after week, I did what I said I would. I defended that world television title against the best, even you, Rhodes, on more than one occasion. So one victory over me, one cheap shot victory, doesn't qualify you to tell me I don't belong in the Horsemen. I'm going to leave you with a passing thought, Rhodes. Yes, you're world television champion. Maybe you even deserve it. But remember one thing, and you think about it. You're one individual. You may have took my meal ticket temporarily, but just remember, Rhodes, in the back of your mind, you got to dodge all four of us. Four horsemen, myself, Ric Flair, The Rock, Tully Blanchard. And when I tell you we're coming for you, you're through by the end of this year, guaranteed.
Fans, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Harper, you're usually good with Arn's promos. What'd you have?
I love when he says, if these people would tell the truth, they'll tell you. It sounds like something Trump would say.
Everything's a work.
And this is the first time you hear that he's the youngest out of all of them.
Which is crazy in itself, because while, yes, you look at Arn and go, that motherfucker's that, it's just, he still doesn't look as young as we know him to be right here.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, Doc, your thoughts?
Interesting where he talks about having to prove himself, because if you look back with revisionist history, he is the Horseman in a lot of people's minds. But here he's talking about how he was young and had to prove himself to get into the Horseman. Interesting concept. And I like the line that Harper pointed out, but I also like the line when he said, "You may have taken my meal ticket, if only temporarily." You know, even because he lost it, he's still making that title mean something by the way he speaks about it.
Oh, yeah. That was actually a great line. Just pointing that out. Yeah, you got me. You got me this time, temporarily. It's just momentarily. It ain't going to be long. Yeah, I can't add anything to that, man. Y'all both nailed that one there. So right after Arn is the Midnight Express, and it's bear with me because there's a first part and then they throw it to some action that happens in the ring, and then I'll have to fast forward it to the end part. So let's start it off. Here's Cornette.
Okay, we are World Championship Wrestling, and like he said, the whole gang is here. Loverboy Dennis, Beautiful Bobby, Big Bubba, and you.
Jim Cornette. You're looking at some giant killers right here, baby. Some giant killers. Because we've been killing some giants. You know, it's been, 3 or 4 years now. Everybody been saying the Road Warriors can't be beat. The Road Warriors can't be hurt. The Road Warriors can't be stopped. Well, we not only beat them up, but we hurt him. And we not only hurt him, but we hurt the big one, the animal. And the way I understand it now, if he ever gets back in the ring, he ain't going to be the same. He's bad off. And we did it. And everybody said, oh, the Road Warriors are invincible and indestructible. Well, we destroyed that myth. That was just a legend and it ain't no more. And you know why we did it?
Why?
Because of Paul Ellering. Paul Ellering putting his filthy, stinking hands on me. Maybe you didn't realize, Ellering, who I am. Maybe you didn't realize my stature in the community. Maybe you didn't realize, yeah, I want to take a look at it. I want to show everybody because I am proud of what we did.
Championship Wrestling continues on this Saturday morning.
All right, I cut away because basically what they do, the Warriors head to the ring against a couple of enhancement talent guys. I don't have their names noted, but Cornette comes out. He whacks Animal with the racket, and then Bobby Eaton knee drops Animal multiple times off the top rope. They eventually cut back. Doc, did you have anything, or either one of you, anything from the opening of that promo to what happens in the ring or what they show before we play the rest of the promo? Doc, you first.
Man, if you're going to take out an animal, your ass better pack a lunch. So to be able to do that that certainly establishes, not that they need it necessarily, but it certainly establishes the credibility of the Midnight Express.
If you're going to take out any of them, you're right. Hopper, anything from you before I throw it to the end of the promo?
And I love how it says we took out the big one.
Right. like Hawk's small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hawk's just over there being chiseled out of granite. Don't worry about him.
Don't mind him, right. All right, so let's listen to the end of it. Here's the end of that promo. This is after all the action where they beat down Animal. Cornette whacks Animal with a racket. Leaves Animal laid out. I mean, pretty much injured. So here it is.
Whacked him, and there was the coup de grace. 2 jumps by beautiful Bobby off the top rope. My racket with my pure strength behind it. And like I said, I took you, Animal, the biggest one, and I beat you up. And then Bobby beat you up, and Dennis beat up Hawk, because this is a real man right here. It's what it's like to get in the gym and work out.
Let me tell you something. This is just like it is, fellas. No opponents, huh? You can't find nobody to wrestle you. You have searched the world over and can't find nobody to wrestle you. Let me tell you something, buddy. You didn't look right under your nose. You better take a good look, Jack. You better take a real good look. But I'm going to tell you, you big and you are bad. You got big feet and bad breath. And I'm going to tell you something else. You can't beat the Midnight Express in a wrestling match. You can't beat us in a boxing match. You can't beat us singing. And you can't beat us dancing. And if you want to, we can have a beauty contest, brother. Okay?
And let me tell you something. They said that the Road Warriors couldn't find no opponents. Well, now the Road Warriors can't find somebody else. They can't find nobody to help them because, Animal, you're out of the picture. And Hawk and Ellering, especially you, Ellering, after we finish with that Hawk, Jack, you're next, Ellering. I'm going to make you pay, and I'm going to make you pay hard. And before it's over with, I'm going to take his hand, and I'm going to slap the taste out of your mouth.
Fans, we're coming right back. Right after.
So Doc, go ahead. I'll let you first.
Is it just me, or does Condrey a better promo than you think he would be just by looking at him?
Yes. I was surprised.
And he's good in spurts to me. Like you don't want him going out there talking for 3 minutes.
I don't like any dude in spurts, pal.
No, like. Would you want him out there for 3 and 4 minutes like Rick?
No.
I thought you were talking about spurts from his gun, dude.
No, that's your fucking dirty ass mind. You know, that's what you think of. I thought he was good too, though. But it's funny because you know what I kept thinking when Dennis was cutting that promo, which was good for somebody who never talks on Saturday night. Like he must have been just like Fuller in the back, Robert Fuller. You know, and Jimmy Golden. He was on his 6th beer of his 6-pack that he hauled into the studio. And Cornette was like, "Come on, Dennis and Bobby, let's go." And Dennis like, "Oh, damn, I put my beer down and go out there and cut this promo. You can't beat us in wrestling. You can't beat us in a beauty contest." I mean, I just envisioned him putting his beer down and walking to the mic. Because he kind of sounded like he may have had a few.
Why not?
Which was good. I'm not complaining. I like it. It's the charm of it all. Anyway, but I thought Dennis was a lot better than people probably remember.
Yeah.
Hopper, what else did you have?
He looks like your drunk uncle.
Yes.
That always tells you the same story about when he saw Zeppelin at fucking Tulane Stadium in fucking 1972 or something.
Man, I wish I'd have done that.
With that little shitty little fucking tattoo that you can't really tell what in the fuck it is.
And it's turning green.
Yeah.
I've always thought Dennis Condrey looks like Keith Whitley, the kind of blues singer or country singer.
I know
you're not asking me because I ain't got a clue who that is.
Bobby Blaze knows who I'm talking about.
Oh, that's great. Bobby ain't on this fucking show this week.
Maybe he should be.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Doc, from you on Dennis and the Midnights right there?
I think you hit on something there with the Golden Fuller kind of just, yeah, fuck it. I don't talk normally, but why the fuck not?
Right. Just go out there. I'm gonna cut my shit out right now. I'm gonna hit my promo real quick for sure.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Why
Put the beers down and went out there and did it. Yep. That's it. Okay, so we'll keep moving in. Again, Condrey, good job there. And again, it's just progressing things. I mean, we got 2 months to go, but we'll get to Starrcade and see what happens at that point.
Okay, Mike, hold on a second. I want you to be ready because I'm going to text you in a second. We'll keep going, but I'm going to text you a picture of Keith Whitley, and you tell me how far off I am. Okay, pal?
Okay. So after Cornette in the Midnights cut their promo, we get the Russians, and let me just play it. Here it is.
Yeah.
United States Tag Team Tournament, one of them the team of Ivan Koloff and Crusher Khrushchev.
That's right. A lot of teams think they're number one. They think they're the best. Well, any great team can get beat at any given time. And if you've seen earlier, you've seen 2 great teams. You've seen the Midnight Express and the Road Warriors. And the Road Warriors got beat and got carried out. Well, at the United States Tag Team Tournament, that could happen to any team except us, because we're going to be the United States Tag Team Champions. Isn't that right, Ivan?
The ultimate goal of any tag team is to become World Tag Team Champions like the Rock and Roll Express. Now the Road Warriors Midnight Express go about a different way, beating each other's brains up. But we're going to use our head. We're going to capture United States Tag Team belts. That will make us #1 contenders to World Tag Team titles. Just like Nephew Nikita, #1 contender to the World title because he is United States Heavyweight Champion. Now there is a lot of opposition coming against Nephew Nikita. Ron Garvin, he felt the power of Nephew Nikita's sickle. There's Wahoo McDaniel. It's going to be settled. Unification of titles. National title versus United States title in the Omni. It's all over for you, Wahoo McDaniel. There's Captain Redneck. There's American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Nephew Nikita.
You tell Nikita many times, for you, there is no law and Israel. Like you say, Garvin, he found out. Magatia, he found out. This proof here, right here. And this American Dream, he going to find out. Just like you say, McDaniel, he going to find out. And even these Road Warrior. Oh, I feel so bad, Road Warrior. I feel so bad. Even you find out for Uncle Ivan, Crusher, and Nikita, there is no law. Our competition, Uncle Ivan, before it's over, going to go down to Russian Superior.
Now we're going to watch these Jayhawks and see what they can do. What kind of team they are.
Another great team entered into the tournament.
Man, I haven't just said it. Went out there and talked for all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Doc, I just got your picture. That what did you say that guy's name was?
Keith Whitley.
Yes, Condrey looks like Keith Whitley right there. He does. Doc, thoughts on the promo?
I just had this weird thought that Ivan should come out and said he has orders from the Kremlin that if they win these U.S. tag belts, they're just going to melt them for the gold and sell it on the open market. Or that they're going to get these belts and something to do with like why the Russians boycotted the '84 Summer Olympics and this will be replacing all the medals they would have won or something. I don't know. Just a thought. You're right, though. Crusher Khrushchev should never talk again. And while we're at it, let's have Nikita sew his mouth shut, too.
Well, damn.
I'm tired of hearing both of them.
Wow. All right.
I don't have time for this.
Crusher could be listening to this show, man. You're insulting him like that.
Hey, he goes up north and gets in demolition. That's a whole different story. I didn't say Barry Darso shouldn't talk. I said Crusher Khrushchev shouldn't talk. And I can separate the character from the man, my friend. But here's the deal. I know
what you mean. I do that with you all the time. I separate the character from the man. I know exactly what you mean.
What are you talking about?
Exactly. Go ahead. Keep going.
I just say that I'm enjoying my vacation off of work, and I don't want to spend time listening to people cut half-ass promos.
Okay. Harper, what did you have? Anything from it?
I love how Uncle Ivan proves he's not as stupid as Nikita sounds, because he's going to win the fucking U.S. title. That's the #1 contender for the fucking tag team title. So it proves that he's fucking thinking, and he's not a fucking idiot. He's not stupid like the other two.
God. And you just got on me.
Harper just buried Nikita and Crusher. Jesus.
Well, the Christmas is over, and with the Christmas spirit, man.
I tell you, Crusher looks so fucking young.
He does.
Yes.
How how he say fucking Arn Anderson looks like he's 10 years old. Right here, Crusher looks like he's in college.
He looks like he still has baby fat on him.
Yeah.
What I'm always amazed about is if you ever look at, for Arn, it's 82 Mid-South. I think Crusher, it's 83 Mid-South. If you just look at those guys even 3 to 4 years before this in Mid-South, they even look younger, which is absurd how you look at him and you're like, damn. Like Crusher looks like he's a 20-year-old. Buddy Landale looks like a kid in Mid-South. And then you see them a couple of years later and they look young, but some of them don't look young. I mean, Arn actually, to be honest with you, he still looks old. But my point is, like, Crusher, you talking about Crusher right here? He does look young. He looks like a college student. 3 years earlier in Mid-South, he looks even younger, which, if you can believe that. I know he's younger. He's 3 years younger. I'm saying he even looks like 10 years younger at that point. It's just insane. But you're right. He's looking young. And you just saw him at WrestleCade, so you're thinking to yourself, damn, he looks... That's 30-something years ago. Look how young he is, which, I mean, obviously, that's a big difference. Okay. Doc, anything else before I keep going? We had the Kansas Jayhawks versus Tony Zane and Pablo Crenshaw up next. The Kansas Jayhawks win. Harper, anything from that match?
No.
All right. Doc, I didn't have anything either.
My only thing is the Jayhawks wrestle like heels, dude.
Yeah.
They do. We talked about that. I mean,
we keep talking
weeks
about
now.
it.
Yeah.
I need him to turn on somebody.
Yeah. I mean, it's Dutch. Like, I don't view him as anything but a heel.
Right. He's dirty Dutch. He's dirty Dutch. How can he
Right. The only time he wasn't a heel was when he was a heel and then became a de facto babyface when he was doing We the People.
Hold on. That hair.
But that's a whole nother.
That body hair in and of itself is a heel gimmick. Go listen to Dutch's new podcast, dude. That shit's awesome. He did say on that his new podcast that when he was going to do Uncle, what was it, Zeb Coulter, that he did say that Fuller and Golden were considered for the role, but Fuller was too likable, and they didn't think Golden could hold it down on the mic.
Dutch was so badass as Zeb Coulter. I'm tempted to go back through those old Raws and just watch Dutch's segments. Because I enjoy Dutch so much. Like, not watch the whole thing. I'm saying scan it, find Dutch, and because good God. He was awesome in that role. All right, let's keep going. I don't have any notes on this next promo. It's Dick Murdock. Did you have anything from it, Doc?
No.
Not one. 110%. He's a good dude.
Right. I mean, it just wasn't anything memorable. So the next match, it is Ron Garvin and Dick Murdock versus the Mulkeys. Now, just for the record, Ron Garvin is the Mid-Atlantic champion here.
Okay, hold on. I have a note about that. Am I the only one that forgot about that?
I didn't remember it. I didn't remember it.
My exact note was, am I the only one who forgot that Garvin was the champ here?
I did. I got some more notes on that, too, in a second. But you're right.
Well, he didn't come out with the belt, did he?
No.
I don't think so. But he is the champ. The title change took place on September 2nd of 86. So we're a few weeks after. They do replay him winning it on the 9/6 episode of NWA Worldwide, just for the record. Now, into the match now, and then I got some notes about Garvin's Mid-Atlantic title run. Can you imagine the Mulkeys here? They had to be thinking the whole time, please let Murdock stay in the ring. Please let Murdock stay in the ring. Please let Murdock stay in the ring. Because Garvin ties up one of the Mulkeys bad at one point. I mean, he's got this bastard in his pretzel move as usual.
Did you hear the fan?
Yeah. You want to tell everybody what he...
Roll him up like... Go ahead.
Like a meatball, right?
Peanut butter ball.
Oh. What the fuck's a peanut butter ball?
A ball of peanut butter?
All right.
I don't know. I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah, that bastard contorted, bro.
Dude, this was a free admission to a Saturday morning wrestling taping. Do you think they were pulling in Mensa students?
So, for the record, Garvin and Murdock obviously win. Like I said, the Mulkeys were begging for Garvin to not be in the ring. Now, I'll save the note I have about the Mid-Atlantic title because I do not remember it, but I can tell you at this point, the Mid-Atlantic title, it's coming to an end at this point in Crockett Promotions.
The minute that Jim Crockett Promotions went to WTBS, that shit's days were numbered. You can see there are consolidating titles left and right.
They're consolidating. I mean, here's the other part. And Harper asked about this actually a few weeks back. Harper, you remember an episode where we were in the arena and not in the studio and Black Bart was on it?
Yeah.
Okay, and you had said something. You're like, where the hell's he been? Well, he was Mid-Atlantic champ that whole time, and he's never on TV. Like, he was a champ. He's on the worldwides here and there, and again, he was a champion. Garvin had just beat him September 2nd of '86, but it's weird. He's never on TV. Just never there. And you think about it. Bart was really good at the end of '85, if you ask me, especially that Starrcade match. I mean, it was a bloodbath. But,
yeah.
He's just not there. And Bart's a halfway decent talker to me. He just disappeared. And maybe it was because that whole thing, they were just phasing it out, Doc, like you said.
Could be.
Okay. We got one more after that match. There's one more promo. It's Wahoo. What y'all got from that? Y'all, are we playing it or what?
Not a goddamn thing.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, you said Manny Fernandez comes out. When does that happen?
I was wrong. It must be in the next week.
Yeah.
I got confused because I did watch 2 last week. It's next week. He's out there with Boogie next week.
BTT fan Boogie.
That's right. All right, so this was a quick episode. I mean, again, we're talking 40 minutes, 42 minutes here of runtime. So with that said, we got to rate this thing. Based on what I'm hearing from y'all weren't too happy. I was kind of happy. It was only 43 minutes.
Yeah, maybe a solid B.
Ironically, I've given it a B2. Doc?
B minus.
Yeah.
Ass. Okay. Who gets a Rolex, Doc?
Me for watching it. No, that's not fair.
Yeah, it's not. That's not too. You don't do that.
That's not fair. I
bet you Hopper thought about giving it to Dundee.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, it's Tully for me. I thought Tully fired up and gave a hell of a promo there.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. Tully's getting mine.
Yeah, yeah, Tully gets it.
Tully was damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Tully was damn
how,
good.
How long is next week's episode?
It's another. I told you, next week is 42 or 43 minutes, and then the week after that is only 32 minutes.
Jesus Christ!
Is that because we're all mourning the fact that Magnum TA got crippled, or is that after that?
That's nice, Doc.
No, I mean seriously, you've been watching ahead. Is there going to be some sort of We're coming up on that quick.
Yeah, it's sadly about to happen. I didn't watch that episode that I'm talking about. That's only 32 minutes. Only clicked on it and saw it was a quick one. So you're right. We are coming up on that one pretty damn quick.
Think about this, man. They're planning their big build to Starrcade and fighting with the WWE, and they got this guy they're planning to put the strap on sometime in the next year, and all of a sudden he wraps his shit around. God dang.
We're gonna have a long discussion about that too on one of the episodes. Of because I want to have like a what if discussion, because I've actually had a couple of people I know. Jeremy Bennett on Facebook's asked me about it. A couple of fans and listeners have said, how did it drastically affect things, and if it wasn't going to be Magnum to go for the title against Rick at that Starrcade, who else could it have been besides the person that it was? So I want to be able to look at it since we're rewatching it. And
what date is the episode?
It.
What's the episode that we just did tonight?
This is September 20th.
Yeah,
September 20th. Bro, he's got 24 more days until the
right.
Fuck.
So we're less than a month away from it at this point.
Yeah,
that's right. October 14th. Mark it on your calendars.
I will never forget I will never forget the PWI.
Oh man, that shit was crazy.
That had the car wrapped around the pole,
yep.
or split in half, basically.